to Cooking with Gloria. Today I want to share with you a very delicious and easy loaf bread, especially for sandwiches. But first things first, my apron is on, my hands are clean, and I am ready to show you my ingredients. These are my ingredients: salt, yeast, vegetable oil, granulated sugar, egg, bread flour, and milk. This is everything we need to prepare this delicious loaf bread. So let's get started. I want to start first preparing the yeast mixture. I have warm milk. I'm adding the sugar and the yeast. And to this, I'm going to add the vegetable oil. We're going to go ahead and let it sit until it starts getting nice and bubbling right from the top. Here I have my egg, and I'm gonna, I love cracking my egg in a separate little plate. I have my bread flour, and I have my salt, and I am going to use my stand mixer. If you don't have this machine, you could do it by hand. It takes a little longer, but your bread will come out delicious. And here I'm just going to incorporate the bread flour and the salt. Look at this. I want to show you when the yeast is activated, it gets a lot of bubbles right on the top, and that's a sign that the yeast is activated and it's ready to add to our dry ingredients. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start first adding the egg. Right after I add the egg, I'm gonna add the yeast mixture. We're gonna go ahead, add it slowly until we add everything in here. Remember, your milk needs to be a little warm, not cold at all. And we're gonna mix until it becomes and it forms a dough. And that usually takes about 10 to 12 minutes. Look at this. The dough is a little sticky, but that's exactly how it needs to be. You could tell that the dough is ready because everything is nice and incorporated, and you could see the mixture. Look at this. My counter is completely clean, and I'm just adding just a little bit of the bread flour to my counter. I'm gonna go ahead and take everything out. Like I said, it's a little sticky, and that's the way it should be. I'm going to knead it for about 10 minutes until it's nice and pliable and it doesn't stick to your hands, to the palms of your hands. Once this is done, I want to show you that you press on it, and you press and it doesn't leave the indentation. It starts coming up slowly. But you know something, we need to put this to rest. I have a clean bowl. I'm not adding any oils on the bottom at all. I'm just gonna put it in here, leave it next to my stove or in a warm place, or even you could put it in your oven and let it sit for about 1 hour. I wanna show you how this looks. Okay, I have my baking dish here. I'm adding 1 tablespoon of butter, salted butter, just to the sides and to the bottom so that my bread doesn't stick when I put it in the oven. We're gonna go ahead and put this aside. Let's see how the dough is doing. It has rised, it has doubled the size. Look at this. Okay, this is the sign that we are ready to start preparing our loaf. Let me take this out. Let me put it on my counter. On my counter, I'm gonna add just a little bit of the bread flour. You don't need to add too much, okay? This dough is a little sticky, but yet it's not gonna be too sticky where it sticks to your palms. What I'm going to do is just get all the air out, and I'm gonna form a little square. Just like that. You don't need a rolling pan. Like I said, it's a little sticky, but you don't need a rolling pan. You could just do it with your hands. And now that the air is completely out, we're gonna start rolling just like this.
Once we have rolled completely, we're gonna pinch the seam. We wanna make sure that everything is nice and pinched so it doesn't come apart like this, look. And as you could tell, it's not sticking to my hands, but it's still a little sticky. That's completely normal. And now when you do this step, you just roll a little bit, you put the sides a little bit in, and now we're gonna go ahead and put it inside our baking dish. We're gonna put it in here. We're gonna let it rest for another 30 to 40 minutes until it has doubled in size. Every room is different, every home is different. So it takes about 30 to 40 minutes until it has doubled in size. And I'll show you how that looks. Okay, let's put it somewhere where it's nice and warm. Okay, 35 minutes have passed and look at this. Let me show you. This is completely done. I have preheated my oven to 400 Fahrenheit and now I am ready to put it in the oven. Every oven is different. Just make sure that it becomes golden brown on the top and then your bread is done. Okay, after 30 minutes, look how this looks. Nice and hot. Look at this. It sounds hollow from the inside. I'm gonna add that a little bit of the butter that was left over right on the top, and then I'm gonna carefully remove it. But carefully I'm saying because it's still hot. It looks amazing. Let me go ahead and just remove it and put it in this rack and let it rest for at least 10 to 15 minutes until I am ready to slice this loaf bread. Remember, if I could do this loaf bread at home, you could do it too. It's easy to make. It's a little time consuming, but once you make it, your family is going to enjoy it. You don't need to be a bakery. You don't need to work in a bakery. You could do this at home. Enjoy this delicious loaf bread like I enjoy it here with my family. Perfect to make those delicious sandwiches or even your French toast. Now I'm just ready to slice and prepare a slice for myself. And I love to enjoy the sides or the ends of the bread. Here I'm adding some strawberry jam to the bread, and I am ready to enjoy. I can't wait for the presentation. So I'll see you in a little bit.
Done with this delicious loaf bread. You know something, when you cook at home, everything comes out delicious. But this is the part I really love and enjoy, is tasting my recipes. I added some strawberry jam and I can't wait to taste it. Excuse me. It's so crispy from the outside, but yet from the center it's so soft and spongy. This just came out amazing. I hope, my friends, you could give it a try. Make it at home. Enjoy it with your family like I enjoy it here with my family. If you liked and loved my recipe, I invite you to subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, share my video on social media with your friends, with your relatives, so Cooking with Gloria keeps growing. Don't forget to push that notification bell, and if you did, leave it activated so every time I make a delicious recipe, yes, you are going to be notified. Before I say I see you soon, I wish you nothing but the best. Peace and love. And of course, I will say enjoying this delicious homemade bread. See you on my next delicious recipe. Like, subscribe, and share. Bye-bye.